Hey, welcome. I hope you guys are doing great. Thank you so much for joining me. Today's reading is the person or people on your mind. What are they saying about you? All right, so we have three groups for you to choose from. Group 1, the Rainbow Moonstone. Group 2, the Clear Quartz Geode. And Group 3, the Fusite Crystal. What are they saying about you? Right, so if you do need a moment to choose your group, feel free to pause the video, but I will see you guys in your readings. Hey, welcome. If you've chosen the first group, the Rainbow Moonstone in this reading is for you, the person on your mind. What is it that they're saying about you at the moment? Okay, so we have the Page of Cups upright. We have Four of Pentacles in reverse, Five of Pentacles upright, and the Temperance card upright. Okay, so whoever you're asking about, it does feel like they are saying, or they have said, that you seem sweet, but this does feel like it is mainly towards other people. They don't necessarily say that you're mean to them or anything, but they may mention that you aren't as nice to them as you are to other people. They say that they don't want, or they are afraid to open up to you emotionally, or they say that you wouldn't take them seriously if they were to open up to you emotionally, or if they were to be like sensitive around you, or make themselves vulnerable. But I feel like you would know whether or not this would be genuine, whether or not it's like, okay, I've heard this all before, like depending on where your relationship is at with them. So yeah, like, but for others, maybe it is like you just genuinely like don't really care to have this person emotional around you. Maybe there's a reason for that, I don't know, but that is something that they do mention to someone or people, that you wouldn't take them seriously if they were to open up to you emotionally. And for others of you, maybe this is due to connections that you have with other people. But yeah, so take it as, as it makes sense to you. But they kind of say that you have no problem being there for other people. They feel that you admire strength and feel you would reject them being sensitive or emotional, around you. Like, you see this Page of Cups, like, he looks so self-assured, he looks stable, he looks sturdy, he looks strong, and it feels like that's how you appear to the person you're asking about, and that's how they feel you would approach them as well. If they were emotional, they feel like that you wouldn't meet them on that emotional level, or maybe there was already a situation where they were kind of like emotional and you were quite, strong and, just, maybe level-headed and just not kind of allowing yourself to become emotional or super sensitive in that moment. So that they kind of feel like, they could have taken that as you not caring, like maybe there was different reasons, or you just didn't want to, whatever it may be. But yeah, they could have taken that as you not caring, or you not really appreciating them being sensitive or emotional. But for some of you, that maybe this is something that they just, kind of feel would happen, especially because you do show up as strong to this person. But yeah. So yeah, they could see themselves as like the actual energy of the Page of Cups. Like they could see themselves as more sensitive, a person that needs to be nurtured, you know. I don't want to say mothered, but that's literally what they could be looking for. Whereas they feel you're looking for someone to match you, not someone that you need to look after, or someone that you need to kind of like be, you know, sensitive around, and constantly nurturing this person. So yeah, they definitely feel like you do want someone to match you, but they do say you are very giving, maybe even very nurturing when it comes to the other people in your life, maybe a specific person in your life. They probably use more appropriate wording, but they essentially say that they can't leech off of you, you know? But again, they could say it in a more appropriate way that doesn't make them sound like they actually want to leech off of you, if you know what I mean. But they basically say you're not willing to offer more than you receive. And they say that they don't really have anything to give you or offer you right now. Unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know, but it feels like they're not even trying to offer you more anyway. For some of you, they may even say that you don't deserve what they have to offer. They do mention you being very generous, just again, not with them. But they also say that you're generous to the wrong people. Sorry. So yeah, they do say that there isn't much trust there between you guys. If there is some sort of drama going on, they do tell people that you started it. For some of you here, like they could be telling people or someone that you stole from them. They could also tell people that you've tried to manipulate them. For some of you, they could feel like maybe if it's not stole, like for some of you, it is straight up like they're telling people that you stole from them. But for others of you, they could be saying like you manipulated them in order to get something out of them. So again, like essentially kind of like that energy of stealing. I'm not saying it's true, by the way, okay? But yeah, that could be something that they are telling people. It feels like the people that they do talk about you to, it feels like those people say to them that they want to approach you, that they want to kind of like talk about the drama or the conflict that you guys are experiencing. It's like, I don't know if it's like a mediation, like they want to be like the mediators between you guys, or if they kind of just want to add their 2 cents in when it comes to you. But the person you're asking about tells or asks the people that they're, you know, talking about you to not to say anything to you, you know. But it feels like they tell them not to get involved because they don't want people to learn your side. Especially if you guys do have like mutual acquaintances, maybe colleagues, maybe maybe family even for some of you guys. So yeah, they kind of say that you are quite immature when it comes to them, and they've said you're not accepting responsibility as well in regards to the both of you or something that's gone on between the two of you. They do mention you being very intuitive though. They could say that you are psychic. They could say that you dabble in magic. They could actually say that you're worried, that they're worried, sorry, you're using it with bad intent, or find out things that you shouldn't know about. But they do often mention you being very spiritual. For some of you, they could mention you being an unhappy person. They could also say that there are certain people that you don't want to see these people happy. But they do, mention to people that you are looking for freedom, you are looking for happiness. I don't know if you guys are single, but it feels like they are telling people that you want to be single. So if you're already single, then they kind of feel like, or they say to people, that's how you want it to continue. If you're in a relationship, maybe, and they kind of perceive you as trying to get out of this relationship, they could be saying it in that way as well, okay? But yeah, they say that you don't like to be controlled. You don't like being told what to do. They tell someone they tell someone that they tried and failed. Tried and failed what? They do say this to a specific person. For some of you, this could be that they tried and failed getting something out of you. It could be something else that you're obviously more aware of. So yeah, they also tell this person that you can be hard-headed. For some of you though, they tell people you are dealing with financial problems, or that you're just, cash strapped at the moment. But maybe it feels like they also say that you can't work more than you already do. But they also mention that there is someone in your life who's kind of creating financial limitations for you. They say that this person uses a lot of your resources. This is random, but for some of you, again, like, it doesn't have to be true, but for some of you, they are saying that you aren't fond of kids, either that you aren't good with kids or you just don't like kids. If you guys have kids of your own, it doesn't feel like they're referring to your kids though, if that makes sense. That it feels like it's referring to other kids. But yeah, so they do mention that you are very protective of yourself now and someone else, maybe protective over people in general. But there could be, specific people in your life where they kind of mention you being overprotective at times. And despite, financial limitations, they do say you are very good with money. They've told someone that that you are insecure in their opinion. This is really random, but for some of you here, they could say that you're insecure about your height. Or they say you're insecure around other people, maybe people you don't know and people you know. But they do say like they are surprised that you aren't more confident. And they also mention you having a beautiful family, or maybe a lovely home life, that you're surrounded by support. They also mention that you don't normally get involved in conflict, or you don't normally attract it. So if you guys are fighting or not on good terms, like, they say that they're confused as to why you're not kind of bending over, or kind of going out of your way to make peace with them, because they know, or they, feel that you don't typically like conflict, so yeah, they do say that they are confused, that you're not making peace. This could be referring to them, could be someone else as well. Okay. So we have I deserve better. We have blah, blah, blah. We have I want to taste every inch of your body. We have you are sexy. We have they wouldn't understand. We have I hope you can understand. We have just friends. And we also have selfless. Okay. Let's see what this is about then, shall we? Okay. So it feels like they're also saying to people with blah, 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 they're saying that they don't really want to hear you out. They don't want to... Yeah, I feel like that's it. Like, they just don't want to hear you out. And that's something that they've been saying to people. But it feels like maybe people have been telling them to, try and hear you out. Or to, like, gain more, information clarified by the Hermit. So yeah, like if things have been kind of, left as it is, like left in maybe not a good place between you guys, it feels like people are actually saying to them that they should try find out more information, instead of kind of like going into isolation or going your separate ways or whatever. So this doesn't really feel like something that they've been telling other people. It does feel like something that other people have actually been mentioning to them. So they could be hearing a lot that you are looking good. They could also be hearing that other people are finding you attractive as well. So they could be telling people that they deserve better than you, or they deserve better than how you, or they feel that you've been treating them. So it feels like they've been saying to people that you don't understand them, that you're not making an effort to understand them. But with I hope you can understand. It feels like they're actually saying to people that they, like, to whomever they're talking to you about, right? They're saying to these people, I hope you can understand, like, why I feel this way about this person, or I can hope you understand, like, my point of view, you know, in regards to you. I hope that makes sense. So for some of you, they've been telling people, again, depending on who this person is to you, that you guys were only ever just friends. But if this person was, you know, your friend before, now you guys aren't friends, and they've been saying to people that you guys aren't friends anymore. For some of you, if you've been like out with someone, it feels like they're trying to convince other people that you're not in a relationship and that you're just friends with someone else. It could be referring to the person you're asking about, but it could also be referring to someone else. But that was clarified by the Six of Pentacles. So they could also be saying that you're only being generous towards people who are your friend. So they are mentioning you being selfless, but again, just maybe not towards them. Or maybe you were very selfless with them in the past, but maybe you're not so much anymore, you know, and that's something that they have been mentioning. Okay, so we have here, stop texting, stop stalking, stop checking up on that person, just stop. Spend your time on someone worth it, don't waste it on ridiculousness. And we also have get out of your head. So what are they saying? So I feel like they've been telling people that you're actually stalking them, again, like checking up on them. There was a message earlier, like you're using your spiritual practices, again, in their opinion, to like check up on them, to find out stuff about them. So that's another thing that they are saying to people. So with this card, get out of your head, like they do tell people that, again, it could be in general, it could be when it comes to them specifically, but they're telling people that you can be too logical, that you can overthink things. And on the back of this card, it actually says get out of your head and get into your heart. So they feel like you aren't emotional enough. Again, like it could be when it comes to them, it could be a specific situation. But that is something else that they are telling people. So we also have balanced life, we have love life, we have clearing negativity, we have school, and we also have alien. So it feels like they've been actually telling people that you're not interested in your love life. Like it's not an area of your life that you're really trying to focus on right now. It feels like people are saying to them that you are looking for more of a balanced life. But it feels like the people who are saying that to them, it feels like they're rejecting that, like someone says to them, oh, you're trying to live a more balanced life. It feels like they're kind of like waving that away, like they're like not trying to put too much thought into it. Because like they don't want to justify any of your actions, you know, if that makes sense. So they could be saying that you have tried to test them, or that's something that they feel you constantly do when it comes to them. So if with alien, it doesn't feel like they say like you're unique in a positive way. It feels like they kind of say it in a way where it's like, okay, this person is odd and, you know, weird. But yeah. But I see that you guys, some of you will wear that with pride anyway, which I love to hear. Okay. And we have clearing negativity. What are they saying? So it feels like they're actually saying to people that you're the one that's negative, and they're kind of trying to clear that negativity out of their life. They overall tell people that they're not trying with you anymore, you know? So we also have individualistic, we have stubborn, we have extroverted, and we have particular. I mean, with the stubborn comment, there was a message earlier saying that you're hard-headed or something along those lines, right? So again, like that could be something that they're telling people, that you could be stubborn. So again, like with individualistic, it doesn't feel like they're saying it in a nice way. It feels like they're saying it as like you think you're an individual, like you think you're setting yourself apart from the crowd. But it feels like they're saying it in a way that's kind of like mocking, if that makes sense. But again, I wouldn't take this person serious. I know you won't anyway, so. So they've also been saying that you are someone that is just naturally extroverted. But for some of you, if they're saying it in a way where it's like you're becoming more extroverted in their opinion. So with particular, again, like it doesn't really feel like there's an energy of pickiness or anything like that, like you're particular about certain things. But again, it feels like they're saying it in a way where it's like you're odd, you know, or you're the odd one out. And like you're confusing. But they're also saying it in a way where it's like coming across as like stubborn, or them telling people you're stubborn, you know. But anyways, that is all I have. I do hope it can be helpful. I do hope it can make sense, or not. But I am wishing you guys the best. All right, please take care. Bye. Hey, welcome. If you've chosen the second group, the clear quartz geode in this reading, is for you, the person, people on your mind. What are they saying about you? So we have Eight of Cups upright. We have the Devil upright. Ten of Swords in reverse. And the Seven of Pentacles also in reverse. Alright, so it feels like they're talking about you being emotionally unavailable. They say that they feel like you have abandonment issues, but they feel like these issues, it didn't make you clingy or anything like that. They feel like it made you unavailable, and this is something that they are mentioning. They do say that they feel like they've abandoned you or made you feel that way, or an action that they did pushed you away or made you shut down. For some of you, they mention you not being single. If you guys are single, I don't know if it's because they're saying that's because they don't know you very well. I don't know if they're saying this because maybe you're in a relationship with the person you're asking about, or maybe you are in a like an actual relationship and the person you're asking about knows this. Excuse me. And if that is the case, then they say that they do think your relationship to this person is stable. But for others, or for others of you though, it is to kind of create this illusion that you are unavailable to other people. If you are in a relationship with the person you're asking about, or you were in a relationship with the person you're asking about, they want people to know that you're still theirs, even if you are or not, or aren't. Or, you know, even if that's not the case or there are problems, feels like they want people to know that you are not available or going to be available to them because you're, you know, still attached to the person you're asking about. Well, if this is not like a romantic relationship type of situation, it feels like they do want people to feel as though you're not available to be in a relationship. If this is a platonic relationship, they try to make it seem as though you are still in their life in a significant way, especially if you're not really in this person's life like that. They kind of try to make it seem like there are no problems in the relationship you guys have together. But they, you know, but it feels like, are people not? But it does feel like they're trying to kind of create this, they're trying to create this perspective that there is a problem with you specifically, you know, and like any problems that are present have nothing to do with them, but it's down to you, you know, and you know, whatever you're going on with or whatever's happening with you personally, like that's what they try to insinuate to other people, whether it's true or not. But yeah, they say that you are trying to get rid of things that emotionally overwhelm you. It feels like they've told someone that they don't want, they don't want to, or they don't plan to tell you how they feel. How they feel about you personally, how they feel about some of your actions. Strength card and Knight of Wands. For some of you, they don't want to tell you how they feel about your relationship with another person, about you being passionate or, you know, controlling, or maybe even sad. It feels like they basically tell people that they don't want to give you their true feelings on, you know, either you as a person or stuff that you're going through. And yeah, it feels like they've told someone they like you. So it could be that they don't plan, or they've told someone they don't plan on telling you how they feel about you specifically. But yeah, it feels like they told someone that they do like you a lot, but they aren't planning on doing anything about it. Again, it just depends on your situation with this person, but it could be because they think or know you are taken, or they could be, or there are just things preventing them from, you know, telling you that they like you. They could even feel like you're preventing them from doing so, okay? Or that's something that they do say. If this isn't someone you are close to yet, they have told other people that they think you like them, or that you just seem to be nice to them. But they could also tell this person that, oh, I just think they're being polite or just being nice, you know? So it feels like they are telling someone that they don't think that they should read too deeply into some of the interactions that you guys have had, especially for those of you who maybe don't know this person that well yet. So yeah, this person, they also say that they're worried you're going to leave them. They're worried that things aren't going to work out, or that nothing's going to come from your connection, that they're not necessarily going to get that outcome that they want to get. It feels like they are telling people that they would like you to approach them, that they want to see if there's more chemistry or attraction there, to see if you guys find each other interesting, whether there's potential to continue your relationship. They do say you have a lot of emotional strength, but you seem kind of sad. All right, so the best way I can describe it, it doesn't necessarily feel like they have intentions of leading you on or anything like that, but you know, with like fishing, you have like, you throw the bait in the water on the fishing line and kind of reel it in and kind of just see if that works. It's not always going to work, you know? So it feels like they kind of have told someone that they plan on doing something like that when it comes to you, like throwing out the bait and seeing if, you know, they get a catch, basically, you know? So for some of you, I couldn't really put my finger on it before. It's like, okay, they like you, but it feels like they aren't necessarily going to do anything about it. Like, not anything big, not anything direct, essentially. That's what it feels like. But they want you to come towards them. So maybe that's why they're going to like kind of bait you with that whole fishing thing. Um, but that's, again, like that feels like something they've, you know, spoke about with someone. I don't know if they're actually going to, you know, do it. For some of you, they could actually. But it feels like they want you to come towards them. They may even want you to chase them. But I don't know if they really have intentions of it leading anywhere. For some of you, they may not have intentions of doing anything to really fix your relationship or make a real effort, if that's something that you have wanted from them. So another thing that they do mention about you is that they think you've experienced, or they know you've experienced, a lot of heartbreak and disappointment throughout your life. They do kind of mention there being someone who is too dependent on you, in their opinion, or there's someone who spends too much time with you. And it could just be that they are a little bit salty that they can't be dependent on you, or, you know, because you are so available to this other person, that you can't necessarily be that available for another person, you know? So yeah, they may not like that you aren't as giving to them as you are to someone else or others. But it feels like they're kind of putting out the energy, or kind of saying to people that they are going to make minimal effort with you. Again, it does feel like, okay, I'm going to put out a little bit, but I kind of want you to like chase me, if that makes sense, you know? So another thing they've said about you is that it seems like you have a good intuition when it comes to betrayal, that you can often sense those intentions in other people. For some of you, though, they say they're not going to make an effort with you because they feel that you are withdrawing. So that could be like, you know, again, it just depends like on who you're asking about. But again, like they also tell someone that they are going to try and avoid things ending between you guys altogether. You know, like they don't want there to be this final ending between you guys. So another thing that they do mention is that there's someone that is a bit of a pushover when it comes to you. They don't necessarily think you control this person, but they do think you have a lot of hold on them, or this person allows you to make big decisions for them. So another thing that they've told people is that they feel like you have, you know, failed a lot in your life, but you always get back up. For others, though, they could say that you failed them specifically, that you let them down in some way. They tell people that you're stagnant in your life, or that, you know, from their perspective you are, and that you don't really know what your next steps are or should be. You know, even if that's not the case, but that could be something they are mentioning. Okay. Alright, so what are they saying about you? We have, is it worth it? We have, I know. We have, so you think I'm stupid. We have, take the lead. We have, you are very magical. We have, I'm not the forgiving kind of person. We have, I'm not with all the drums. And we also have unpredictable. So what are they saying about you? So it feels like they're kind of asking someone, like, is it worth it? Would it be worth it if they were to, let me see what, okay, sorry. So yeah, they've been asking someone whether or not it'll be worth it to come towards you in some way, to communicate with you. They do tell people you are extremely attractive though, that you do come across as quite magical. It feels like they're deliberating with someone. Again, like I don't know if they would use these words. They'll probably use more appropriate words. But with the oh, so you think I'm stupid, it's almost like they're trying to discuss with someone whether or not like you're clued up in some way, whether or not you are naive. They may ask someone whether or not like you are as smart as you come across. But with take the lead, like they do mention wanting you to take the lead, wanting you to kind of make that effort with them. So they have said in the past that you do seem unpredictable. Like, I don't know what you would say. I don't know how you would react, you know? So another thing that they said about you is that they don't want conflict with you, that they don't want any drama with you. Do you have more from this one? They also say that you're not very forgiving, or you don't seem like someone that would be very forgiving. So yeah, again, with I know, like they do mention you being very intuitive, or, you know, feeling like you are very intuitive. We also have make better choices. We have you need a good cry. We have you are unique. We have cell phone. We have color. We have give it to God. And we also have heightened intuition. So they say that it seems like you are actively making better decisions and better choices for yourself. Like they do feel you have encountered a lot of, you know, disappointment, heartbreak, and just all around shitty situations. And they do say that it seems like you have better judgment, or you're trying to have better judgment, and, you know, trying to make better choices for yourself. So with you need a good cry, it feels like they are mentioning you being emotionally blocked, or them perceiving you as emotionally blocked. They may even say that you bottle up your emotions. They do mention you being very unique though. Like they do feel you are just trying to be yourself, just trying to live life the way you feel like you need to live life. So with give it to God, it says take a deep breath and on the exhale release this situation to God for healing and for answers. But it feels like they're saying the opposite, like you're quite tense, that you're not able to kind of release and, you know, kind of exhale and just let things go, like they do feel like. Or, you know, they are mentioning you being, you know, quite tense. Again, maybe unintentionally holding on to, you know, pain, trauma, lessons that you've learned. But they don't say it in a way where they're like, oh, this person needs to release whatever it is that they are going through or what they have going on. It just feels like they're just saying or noticing that you're tense, and this is something that they kind of mention to other people. But they don't say it in a way like it's like as something that you need to fix, if that makes sense. Like it's more of a it is what it is type of thing. So they do mention you being very intuitive. They could be telling people or a specific person that they do feel like they know you. It's like they could have feelings about you, like or like they kind of feel like they're reading you, but whatever their perception is of you, they feel like they are correct in their perception of you. Like they feel like they know you, they feel like they can read you very well. So with polish your communication skills, that's funny, Ace of Swords came out. So that's something that they do say about you. The Hermit was to follow. So they could say that, you know, communication is something that you guys need to work on. Maybe you specifically need to work on. But yeah, they do feel like you not only bottle up a lot of your feelings, but maybe bottle up a lot of your opinions, or you kind of just hold back on certain things that you want to say. And then we have express your true feelings here. So what is... So they could also say that it seems like you're not very expressive, in their opinion. So we have outspoken, we have doubtful, we have straightforward, we have extravagant, and we have formal. What are they saying about you? So for some of you, they could be saying that they need to be more outspoken when it comes to you. They could say that you doubt them, they could say you're cautious of them, or they could just say the trust is not there. They could also mention you needing to be more straightforward when it comes to them, or that's something that they would like to see. So in some way, like they could consider themselves quite extravagant, maybe a bit extra, but they could maybe think that it's not really your vibe. So they could feel that you guys are different in that way. But it feels like it's not that they necessarily say that your connection is formal, but they do mention wanting your connection to be more, or just be more intimate or open. But again, like they do view you as kind of closed off, and they can maybe perceive you as not really being open to that right now. But that is all I have for those of you who chose this group, I really do hope it can be helpful, and I'm wishing you the best. All right, take care. Bye. Hey, welcome. If you've chosen the third group, the Fusite Crystal, then this reading is for you. A person, people in your mind, what are they saying about you? We have the Six of Cups upright. We have Nine of Pentacles upright. Nine of Cups upright. And Ten of Cups upright. Look how lovely these cards are though. Even though these cards are really lovely, it doesn't actually feel like they speak about you in this exaggerated, you know, lovely way. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like they feel quite neutral to you, towards you, and that could be something that they do say to other people. So it feels like they're telling people that they've known you for a long time, even if they don't know you in depth. And depending on how long you've known them, they do say your connection is quite shallow. And it doesn't even really feel like this person talks about you much to other people. So most of the messages that come out could be things that they do say to themselves as opposed to other people. But I will try to, you know, differentiate between those two. But it feels like they have mentioned to someone or to people that you do seem nice, but you're also a bit reserved. They say it seems like you're living your best life, maybe best single life, especially, you know, for those of you who are single. It does feel like they tell people they're proud of you and they're happy with the connection, relationship that you guys have. Another thing that they do mention is that you seem to have a lot of faith and confidence in yourself, that you do seem, you know, self-focused right now as well. They do mention you being stable and content. They say that you seem generous, you seem quite graceful. They do say that you seem more playful and like you're having more fun, that you seem a bit more lighthearted as well. If you're already in a relationship with the person you're asking about, then they say that you guys are content, that you guys are, you know, quite serious. But that one may not be for a lot of people. So another thing that they do mention that I don't know if I've already said this or not though, but they do mention you being stable and content, that you're graceful. They could say that you're generous with them. It feels like they assume you're generous with other people, but they mainly notice and mention the generosity that you've shown them. So another thing that they say is that a lot of your stresses have been squashed. They do mention you looking fit, or that you're trying to get fit, or more healthy. They could actually mention you trying to look nice for someone, maybe even for them, again, if this is someone you are already in a relationship or connection with. Then they do mention that you try to look nice for them. Depending on who you're asking about, they could say that your positivity is a front for something deeper that's going on. That sometimes it could be to hide how you really feel. They say you've been a good friend to them, that you've been supportive, that you've been caring. So something that they could be thinking to themselves is that they feel that they're losing you as a friend, or they've lost you as a friend. Because there is this energy of like outside looking in. Like these cards are so beautiful, but there is a bittersweet and kind of sad energy to it as well. Like again, depending on who this is, they could feel like they won't see you again, but they really do think you're beautiful, Again, depending on who this is, they could think that they need to move on from you, maybe find happiness somewhere else instead of dwelling. But they do look at you and they think you're living in harmony, like everything is going right for you. They could actually say to other people that it looks like your life is going, much better than theirs is. And I don't know if they necessarily feel, bad that your life is going better than theirs, but they definitely feel sad for themselves. Um, I don't want to bring jealousy into this, but for some of you, they could feel jealous because your life is going better than theirs. I mean, 10 of Wands came out to clarify, like they could feel like they have a lot of burdens, or just not a lot is going right for them, or maybe, they feel stagnant, and they kind of just see you as this star energy, very positive, having fun, Like you don't have too much to stress about, in their opinion. So it also feels like they mention to someone, your life is easy. They could say this to a family member, but they also say to other people or a person, maybe their friends, could be strangers as well, that you are quite wise, that you are intelligent, that you are um, mature and independent. But to the people that they're closest to, like the people that they can really confide in, they say that a lot of what you have is, maybe down to another person or other people, that because you have a lot of support, you're able to manifest, these beautiful things into your life, you know? But again, it feels like they don't really say much about you. Or there's only like very specific people that they will talk about you to. But the thing is, like, they could talk about you, but it could be because other people bring you up to them. Like, people do say to them that you're looking good, you're happier. People could actually say to them that they are jealous of you. They could say it in like a playful kind of way as well. I mean, they may say it in a non-playful way as well, like kind of snarky. Um, but it feels like the people that do talk about you to them are people that don't really know you, kind of outside looking in. And again, it's just nothing in depth. It's very shallow stuff, you know? Overall, it feels like this person, they admire you, but again, they don't say too much. So yeah, let's see if there's more in these other cards, because I'm not getting much from these. They could also mention you being quite successful as well, if I haven't said that already. So we have, you are so awesome, you are so pure, where did they make you? We have, there's no such thing as too fast for me. We have whipped cream plus your nipples equal yum. We have, I want to make love to you. We have, I want you to trust me enough to let your guard down around me. We have, you are too good for me. We have, is it too late to say sorry? And we also have hurt. So what is it that they're saying about you? Alright, so with the you are so awesome, you are so pure, what did they make you? It feels like, did they say this to other people? They don't necessarily say this to other people, but that is how they want you to see them. Like, they want you to see them as awesome. They want you to see them as innocent. They want you to see them as unique. Like, they could want you to see them as this energy down here. 6 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups. Like, they could want you to see them that way. Like, they could want you to see their potential clarified by the 7 of Wands. So they also mention you being quite impulsive, or, in their perspective, they find you to be impulsive. They could mention to certain people that you are a bit kinky, or they imagine you to be. If this is someone you've been, physical, intimate with before, then that is something that they mention to other people. You know, that you guys have had your, you know, share of kinky moments together. So another thing that they say about you guys is that they want to make love to you, that they want you to make love to them. So it feels like they do tell people or a certain person that they want you to be onto them, you know? Like they want you to put them on a pedestal, like they want you to think highly of them. Um, I don't want to say chase, but it feels like they want you to kind of chase them, or they want you to show that you desire them and show that you're passionate about them, that kind of thing, you know? So another thing that they say about you is that they do want you to be completely vulnerable with them. It feels like they want you to like lay it out on the table. Like they want you to be completely transparent with them. They don't necessarily view you as someone that is guarded, but they do want you to be more open than you already are, you know? So with the "you are too good for me," this is something that someone has mentioned to them. Like someone has told them or made them feel that you are too good for them. So for a lot of you here, they could feel like they owe you an apology. This could be something that they say that they need to apologize for something. This could be something that you're not even aware of, you know? What do they feel like they need to apologize for? What do they feel they need to apologize for? What do they feel they need to apologize for? Ace of Swords in reverse. So they could feel they need to apologize for not communicating openly. It's like kind of being honest and communicating with everyone but you. They could want to apologize for being off. For some of you, it's just, you know, maybe them not saying something sooner. So they could be mentioning to someone that you do have them in their feelings. I don't know, they don't necessarily go around telling people or someone in particular that you hurt them, like you did anything to hurt them, but that you just kind of evoke this emotional feeling in them, you know? Like you make them feel more sensitive. Again, just in their feelings, you know? But again, like it feels like they recognize or they tell people that it's not really down to anything that you've done. It's just them and how they're feeling, you know? All right, so we have here celebrity, we have bathroom, we have spiritual path, we have spiritual protection, and we also have move forward. We have stop talking, we have drop the ego. So it feels like this person says that they actually want to be as liked as you are with this celebrity card. They could think you're quite popular. They may not say this out loud, but they could mention to people that it seems like you're always quite well received. That maybe people gravitate towards you, and it feels like they say that they kind of want that same magnetism and charm that you have. So the person you're asking about, they could feel like they sabotage themselves a little bit. With bathroom, they could feel like they sabotage themselves. They could think that they are prone to thinking negatively, and they feel like they shouldn't do that when it comes to you, you know, or they feel like that is something they need to work on. So it's not necessarily that they think they're too negative for you, but they do feel like they are just quite negative, either at the moment or in general. They can, you know, be quite negative, and it feels like they just don't want that to impact the connection that you guys have. So another thing they say about you is that you do seem very protected, maybe spiritually protected. I don't know if they say spiritually protected, but it definitely feels like they say that you are protected in some way. Again, like they do mention that in their opinion, they feel like your life is easy. Another thing they mention, so with spiritual path, it says your true beliefs are becoming clearer to you, which prompts you to make necessary life changes. And it feels like, do they say this to people though? So they don't necessarily say this to people. That was clarified by the Five of Pentacles. So something that they feel or think in themselves is that you have actually, you know, enlightened them. You have gotten them to see you know, the areas in their life that they need to make changes. Two of Wands. So it feels like you've helped them discover the changes that they do need to make. Right? Especially if they can be a bit pessimistic and a bit, you know, negative, or just, you know, an overthinker, or like very emotional. They feel like you've helped them see that, and see that, you know, there is potential for them to change. So for some of you here, like another thing they do say, they may not actually say this to other people, but it is something that they feel, is that they do want you guys to move forward in some way. They just hope that where they are at right now, like emotionally, mentally, physically, financially, you know, is not going to be a problem, and it's not going to, you know, hinder potentially moving forward with you in some way, you know. And a similar message came up before, but they feel like they're talking to everyone but the person that they actually need to be talking to. So it feels like they've recognized that they need to be less talk and maybe more action, or just more talking to you directly as opposed to other people, you know? Another thing they could say to other people is that they feel that you do have an ego. For some of you, they could feel you have an ego because you seem quite positive or you try to act positive. For some of you, this is because, one second, I literally lost the message. For some of you, it could be because they feel you talk about certain things as if it's not a big deal. It could be something you're more aware of, or maybe that message is, you know, even if they feel that way, maybe it's not something you can resonate with regardless, you know? So we also have shy, we have gentle, we have unpleasant, we have modest, and we have questioning. So they do say you seem quite modest. They even say you do seem quite humble. They may keep the ego thing to themselves, but they kind of, you know, give other people the impression that they do feel that you are quite modest, that you are humble. They could actually genuinely think this, but maybe in certain ways they feel like there is an ego there. So it could be like, you know, they're both. Duality and all that. So another thing they say is that you do seem to be quite gentle, maybe quite nurturing to other people, or maybe, you know, very specific people. They could say that you're shy, either with them or in certain situations. For some of you, they could mention to people that they've not been the most pleasant towards you. They could say that you're quite curious. But that is all that's coming out for those of you who chose this group. I really do hope it can be helpful and make sense, and I'm wishing you guys the best, alright? Take care. Bye.